Well, it's back to work for Toronto FC. 3 games in the span of 8 days. Saturday, they will be hosting the Montreal Impact in the 401 derby, but they return back home to BMO Field as the leaders in the Eastern Conference. How good does it feel to hear that?
It's incredible. What a run of form for Toronto FC. 19 points out of 21 available. I don't think we've seen a run like this from the team, and it's not just that they're picking up points. It's how they're playing as well. Comfortable in their own skin, changing formations. It's just been a comfortable last few weeks for this team and a lot of momentum building in. This last stretch of the season, 6 of the final 8 games at home, I think people are now legitimately talking about the Supporters' Shield.
In terms of some news and notes, Tosin Ricketts was named to the Canadian men's national team, and Clint Irwin, we have not seen him in 9 weeks. He was dealing with a quad strain, so he will be sent down with Toronto FC2 to get some minutes.
First on Ricketts, congratulations to him. I would have expected a couple other Canadian Toronto FC players to be part of the team, but well-deserved from Tosin, absolutely. As far as Clint Irwin's concerned, this is why you have TFC too, and the outstanding play of Alex Bono has made it so you can ease Clint back into the 11, and that's such an advantage for this team. Alex is 7-1-3 as starting goalkeeper here with Toronto FC and MLS play. He's been outstanding, not only picking up the results, but his communication has been exceptional at the back. He's turning into a real leader.
And it's appropriate that, this road trip has ended for Alex Bono in Orlando City with the victory, where it essentially all started for him emerging as the number one with Toronto FC and the first team. But now the Reds returning back home as the leaders in the Eastern Conference. They cannot let their foot off the gas just yet.
The mentality has to continue to be one of strength and commitment and determination to continue moving ourselves forward, continuing to improve, continuing to take points.
It's just a lot of confidence in this team. There's a good morale in the squad, obviously. It's normal when you're first place, but we know that the standings are still tight, so we still have a lot of work to do.
Now time for your keys to victory in Gareth number 1, containing Piatti. Whether he's inside or outside, he is the man to be aware of.
We all know about Didier Drogba, but Ignacio Piatti, the Argentine, is the man you need to look out for. 13 goals, 5 assists on the season. Whether he plays inside or towards the left, you're going to need to know where he is at all time. His movement's just so intelligent, both on and off the ball. He's the creative force in this Montreal Impact team. I think it's going to be a busy day for Steven Beitashour or even a Michael Bradley if he plays towards the inside.
And the spotlight is going to be on Josie Altidore. 5 goals in his last 6 games, and he could exploit a back line that hasn't had some consistency.
It really shows you what can happen when you're patient with the player. The coaching staff has done a great job bringing him back to full fitness, and now they're reaping the benefits. He's such a confident player right now. He has a nose for goal. He's the Josie Altidore of old, and I really love the partnership that's being formed with Sebastian Giovinco, and they can expose this Impact back line. Laurent Simon has played with 3 different center halves in the Impact's last 3 games. The Montreal back line's a little bit of a mess, and Altidore is going to be the go-to player for Toronto FC.
And let's see some youthful legs emerge. Even though both sides have played 3 games in the span of 8 days, TFC is younger and faster.
Absolutely, and deeper than the Montreal Impact. You speak of age, 8 players for the Montreal Impact were north of the age of 30 in last weekend's loss to the Chicago Fire. 7 players over the age of 30 in their midweek draw with DC United. This is an older team, and it's going to be a challenge for them because this Toronto FC team has been very comfortable playing on the counterattack. You almost want the Impact to try to take the game to you and expose them on the counterattack. I think that's a recipe for success this weekend for TFC.
And there is so much going on at the exhibition grounds. It could be a disaster in terms of transportation, so make sure that you give yourself lots of time, and we want to see you guys in your seats nice and early so that you're there for the national anthem in order to give our guys the biggest boost before this 401 derby. If you can't make it down, you can tune in on television 7:30 p.m. on TSN, and as always, you can follow along the social conversation using the hashtag TFC Live.